Okay, so I'm gonna code this part for you so I can upload it on the page for you guys. So less work for us to do. Okay, so you can go back and watch it. So let's say when you go sit with the person, okay, after you go to the training and development, you learn those things, you do the presentation, okay, you're done. Then you switch right here to your Prameka app, you logged in, or maybe to your phone, okay, it's the same way. So once you go to your phone and you come into the Prameka app, okay, it look like this. Okay, so let's say that you did not do a presentation because maybe you did a presentation, maybe you have time to do a presentation, maybe you don't have time to do a presentation because it's not all the time you can do a presentation for somebody. Okay, so but you can tell the person there's two things that's very important, two numbers that everyone need to know. It's your protection, your income protection number, and your financial independent number. You need to know those two numbers, and that's a number you should know as early as possible in your life, because once you know those two numbers, and you know what you need to do next. So do you mind if I just put those two numbers, put them together for you right quick? Do you mind? And the person gonna say no, absolutely. Do you mind if I just share that with you in a minute? Do you have like 5 to 10 minutes? Yeah. Then now what you do, you're logged in. If you're on your phone, you log in, you're gonna come, the screen gonna look like this. Okay, so if you're on your phone, the screen gonna look like this. You're just gonna go to the menu and you go straight to the mobile FNA. That's what you're gonna do for the person, because you're gonna give them a financial game plan. You just go to the mobile FNA, and that's something you could do for everybody. Now, because if you already have the person in your contact, it will come up. But when the person down your contact, you're gonna click right here where you say add new contact. So you're gonna click add new contact. So you're gonna start the person. Let me just add your information in my system right quick. Okay. Then you select the state where you at, Florida. Then you accept. Then you're gonna put the person's first name, Joseph. Okay, and you say, Joe, what is your date of birth? Okay, January 4th, 1987. Joe, what's your phone number? 772-212-2773. Joe, do you have an email address? Yes. So it's joej@gmail.com. Okay. Now you always need to put those information, guys. Why you need that information from that person? And the sales team pro, we're gonna be able to plug in that information later on, so we can keep Joe. Even Joe didn't want to do anything, so at least you can tell Joe happy birthday. You can send him, hey, more stuff and so forth, and then you can keep him and do follow up with Joe later on. Okay, so that's it for Joe. Then you go next up here. Now, before I go next to him, so if Joe have a wife, then you can do a wife. But right now, it's Joe we worry about, we'll just leave it Joe. But if Joe was married, we're going to just click here to add the spouse information. So right now, you're single, Joe. You need to get a life. Go get yourself a girlfriend. So we're not gonna worry about that right now. Let's go next. So Joe, in life, remember, now you start. That's where you're gonna start. So everything you're doing before Joe, for Joe, it was not important at that point. You're just putting those information for you to know, to get to that slide right here. You actually start your presentation right here. So with this alone, you can do a presentation. So now you can master the mobile FNA and you can use it for the presentation. So now what you do, you tell Joe, in life, there are two major risks. Either we die too soon or we live too long. The goal is to protect yourself and your family in the event either situation happens. So the financial need analysis will provide you a solution for both. For dying too soon, we got you covered. For living too long, we got you covered. Okay? Then we go next. So now, the word to your retirement, Joe. The best way to reach your destination is to make a plan and follow it. We all have a destination that we want to go to, Joe. What destination we're talking about? It's a retirement destination. So the longer you wait to start putting money away, the more you have to put every month to reach your retirement. On your age, and your date of birth, the government kind of estimate that for you at 67 you will retire. Okay, so at age 67 you will retire. So that's 34 years from now, Joe. So make sure you mention that. Make sure you get that to the person. Make sure they get that. 34 years until retirement. I'm sorry if you see me coughing. Just be patient with me. Okay, I'm sorry. So 34 years until retirement. Okay. Now remember that. So now, Joe, how much is your income right now? So I'm making $2,500. Is that monthly? Yes. And then if they're making it in a year, so if they say they're making, well, I'm making $35,000 a year. Then you can put 35. You just change this to a year. Okay. So if it is a month, you just put it a month. Okay. So you tell Joe what I'm gonna do. I'm going to see if I can design a program for you to replace that 2,500 for you at 25 years old. That's without Social Security. So we're going to give you a game plan. So we're going to put a game plan together for you. By the time for you for 34 years from now, Joe, to replace that's what you're making right now. But this is what we're going to replace when you stop working. So at retirement. So this is why I'm doing this financial need analysis for you. Okay, but now, how does inflation affect your goal, Joe? Due to inflation, cost of item goes up. Okay, you know, price goes up. Toothpaste goes up, water goes up, a gallon of milk goes up because of inflation. Inflation averaged 3%. So today, Joe, you're making $2,500. So if $2,500 today, actually 34 years from now, this is how much that $2,500 should worth to buy the same what $2,500 can buy today. So if I can buy a basket of food for $2,500 today, but 34 years from now, I'm going to need $829 to buy the same basket of food that I can purchase today for $2,500 because of inflation. Meaning that inflation goes up, we need more money. Do you understand how inflation affects all of us? Okay, good. So now, Joe, are you ready to see your first number? This number I'm about to give you right now, Joe, is your financial independent number. You ready for it? There you go. So this is how much money based on the assumption that to meet your retirement goal. To replace, in order for us to replace your $2,500, Joe, 34 years from now, you're going to have to save $1.3 million. So $1,328,000 you need to save. That's your financial independent number, what we call your FIN number. That's a number we should know, Joe. But by the time you just get that job, you should know that, so you can start saving toward that. Now it takes me like 3 minutes to show you this, Joe. How important it is for you to know that number. Very, isn't it? So now, Joe, you know your destination is 1.3 million. So guys, you understand? Now that's the decision, is a retirement. But everybody have a destination to retire one day. But they don't know how much money they're going to need. That's why you sit with them and show them, hey, this is how much money you're going to need. Now you know where you're going. So now my job is to show you how can we get you to get that. Okay? So now, based on your savings right now, Joe, how much would you say you currently save for your retirement? Well, I don't save anything. Most people, they don't. They don't. But Joe, do you have a 401k? Yeah, but I didn't sign up for it. Okay, that's something we need to talk about. Okay, you can talk to Joe about that later. Okay, but now since you have no saving at all, here's how you tell Joe. Expert says you should save at least 10% of your income. So since you're making $2,500, Joe, you should pay yourself $250 because 10% of 2,500 is $250. So if you save $250 from now for the next 34 years, let's see where this is gonna get you. Okay, so that's $500,000. But you're gonna be short, Joe. How much? $798. Now that's start doing this right now. But right now you see you're not doing anything. So if you do the next 34 years, you don't do anything, Joe. What's gonna happen to you? You're gonna short 1.3 million. Is that okay? No. Would you like to fix that? Yes. So that's why you need to put a game plan together. That's why. Is that something important, Joe? Yes. But you're gonna be short. Now, Joe, the beauty about our system is show you exactly how much you need. Base, you should do at least 25% of your income, Joe. That's $627. Now, Joe, the question I have for you, can you commit to 627? Joe might say yes. He might say no. If he say no, but how much can you commit? Can you do the 250 minimum? Or 300? Or 400? So from 250, which is the 10%, I'm not going to lower than that. From the 250 to your 25% to make your goal. From that, how much you say you might be able to do comfortable? And whatever number Joe gave you, then that's what you go by. Then you do the investment for Joe from that. Now, if Joe only say I can do 250, but Joe, you got from the 250 you're gonna be short. So from 250, from 26 something, if I do the math for you right quick, so 627 minus 250, so you're gonna be short 377, Joe. So since you're gonna be short 377, if I could show you an opportunity where you can make an extra 377, if you come work with us part time, would you be interested? And that's where you can use shift right here to recruit the person. Because if they're short and they cannot find a way to come with more money, and that's why you give them the opportunity to come work with you in a part-time basis. If they could make that extra 377, and now they could make the whole 627, and they will meet their goal, would that be a good thing, Joe? Of course. And so that's why we got to talk to you about how you get involved to our company in a minute. So if Joe have no more question about this, we'll just go next. Now, Joe, I just showed you that first number. The second number that I want to show you is how to protect your family. So in case you die too soon. So now, we just show you how much money you're going to need for retirement. But let's just show you, if you die too soon, how much life insurance you're going to need to protect that income. Since you're making $2,500, most experts say you should be protecting that at least from 10, 15, 20 years. Okay? But we recommend people to protect that income for at least 20 years because you can have 20 years so you can protect that income. So let's say, even if the average to do a funeral, Joe, is like $2,500. Joe, do you have any mortgage? No. Do you have any debt? No. And if they do, you just put it in here. So now, based on what we just put right now, Joe, the insurance you're going to need, income need right now, that's how much? Just to protect that income. That $2,500 you see up here, Joe? Just to replace it for 20 years, that's how much we got to protect you. That income. A little bit over $500,000. But if something happened to you, pass away right now, your family will need this to take care of it. You see? What happens if you get it, maybe a car loan for $16,000? You see what happened with this? That's changed. The cash need right now because they have to pay that car. Other than that, what happens if they have another $10,000 in credit card? That'll be $26,000. So you could have put them here. That's debt. What happens if they have a mortgage? How much you got left to pay the mortgage, Joe? Well, I still owe $100,000. And then guess what? The insurance need gonna go higher. Because cash you need right now will be $151, but to protect that income, you see the income don't change. Okay? So you can just do the game plan, but if the person have no debt at all, and this is just to do, maybe they might wanna spend less money to do the funeral. Maybe they wanna cremate. So whatever they say they need to do, then you can see it. But based on that, even if they say, well, I don't want nobody to spend nothing on my funeral, just for the income, that will be the protection needed. Just to replace that $2,500. So Joe, see how important you are for your family? So when you see you go to work, and then you're making that $2,500, and then it's not protected, it's just like you're driving a car, is the brand new car, 2018 or 2020, then you have no insurance on it. So that's why you protect that income. And you could protect that income just for $90 bucks. Then if you do your 627, Joe, that would be $1.3 million you will save. This is what we call, this is how life works. In the early years, Joe, you need a lot of coverage. But in the later years, you need a lot of money because you're going to need retirement money. Here, you don't have the money yet. That's why you start saving your money. Then the insurance need goes down. That's why we teach you how to get rid of your life insurance so you can have money in the later years. Now, Joe, do you have any question on this? No. This is why we do what we do. This is an example. When you see with somebody, Joe, that's what you're going to do for them. So now what we're going to do, Joe, let me just start the application for you so we can put everything together for you. Then you start the application. Or let's get you signed up. So that's a mobile financial need analysis. Then after you've done it, you can go here and you can print and you can view. As you guys know, I'm an Apple freak. If you're in the Apple, you can just email it. If you're Android too, you should be able to have in the Android you might have a share button. You might say share, then you click share. Okay, while this preparing, because you're preparing the information for you. That's what you just did for that person, and that's for free. That's something Joe should pay for. Now you didn't charge him anything, okay? And it's gonna come like this. It's called a financial need analysis. It's property protection, debt freedom, financial independence, and then the person you prepared for their name is come right here, and your name as the representative. The page that I like going to is right here. This is your proposed program, Joe. This is called the theory of decreasing responsibility. In the early years, you likely have the most financial obligation because right now you're 33, probably you have kids, okay, you got things you're taking care of. Loss of your income will be devastating. That's why we protect your income for at least $500,000, and it only costs you around $90. But in the later years, it's not an option, Joe. You better have money. You gotta have money, okay? In the later years, you may not need a lot of coverage, but in the later years, you better have money. So in the early years, you don't have money because you have debt. You just start working, but you have to start saving. But at that point, you don't need a lot of coverage. That's why we teach you how to get rid of the life insurance as soon as possible. That's your whole game plan. By the time you're 67, we want to see your account, Joe, 1.2 million. If I could do this for you, how would you think of me? And I just show you this in 10 minutes, Joe. It didn't cost you anything. If I could show this to your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt, your pastor, everybody that you know, would that be a good thing or a bad thing? When should people should know the financial need? When people should know how much money they need to protect, and especially how much money they're getting for retirement, Joe. When should they know that? So they can put a game plan together. And that's why when we sit with them, that's what we educate them on. Now, Joe, do you have any question? And if you guys have a question, press *6 right now. If you have a question yourself, and you can download, you can print it, you can download it on the computer. When you use it on your phone, you can have a share. You can just share it, and then you just email it to the person so they can have the financial need analysis. Any question on that? If you have a question, press *6. Okay, so if no question, so that's how you do a financial analysis, and then you can design that and you bring it to the person. So let me just stop the recording.